Greetings adventurers, Matsume here. This is part 4 in a series of videos on crafting legendary tools in New World. In each of these videos I craft 100 595 to 600 gear score tools while logging the results in a spreadsheet with respect to gear score and perk distribution. In this video I'll be going over the results of my most recent batch of tools while the video of that session plays in the background. We will also be going over the total results of all 400 tools to get a better understanding of what to expect when crafting over a large enough sample size. If you're a first-time watcher, I highly recommend pausing the video and first watching either part 1 or part 3 of this series for a better understanding of how to interpret the charts we will be looking at, as I won't be explaining them in as much detail in this video. If you're a returning viewer, you may have noticed that this isn't the same character that I have been crafting with in the previous 3 videos. In fact, this is my first batch of 100 tools crafted on my Fresh Start character, whereas the previous 300 tools were crafted on my Legacy character. What that means is, going forward, I now have 2 characters capable of crafting legendary tools, and with that, I am contemplating one of 2 choices for future videos in this series. The first is to continue posting videos after each batch of 100 tools as I have been doing until now, and the second is to post updates in increments of 200 tools crafted. If you are a regular viewer, I would love to get your opinion on this decision, and would very much appreciate your feedback in the comment section below. Having said all of that, let's take a look at the data. In case it isn't obvious, we will first begin by looking at the results from my most recent crafting session of 100 tools. Afterwards, we will take a look at the combined results for all 400 tools crafted in this series. Okay, now let's get to the gear score results. Of the 100 tools crafted, I made a total of 14 legendary 600 gear score gathering tools, 6 of which were mining pickaxes, which I'm not going to complain about seeing as they generally sell for more than any other tool. I also made 2 logging axes and 3 of the skinning knives and harvesting sickles each. Next, let's take a look at the perk distribution results. As a reminder, when crafting tools, I always use a perk modifier to force the luck perk, as this gives us the best chance of crafting a tool with both luck and yield, which generally speaking are considered must-haves on any tool. So, of the 100 tools crafted while forcing luck, I made a total of 70 tools with the yield perk, and of those 70 tools that rolled both luck and yield, I rolled 19 tools with efficiency and 20 tools with discipline. Finally, of those tools that rolled luck, yield, and efficiency or discipline, I only made 4 tools with alacrity, which is much lower than I usually make. For context, over the past 300 tools crafted, my average for one of these 4 perk tools has been about 10%, so this is a fairly poor result. Okay, now that we've gone over the results for the current batch of 100 tools, let's take a closer look at the aggregate results of all 400 tools crafted in this series so far. Let's start off by going over the gear score results. As of this video, I've crafted 100 of each type of gathering tool in the 595 to 600 gear score range for a total of 400 tools. Of those 400 tools, I've managed to craft 61 legendary tools, averaging out to 15.25%, which is about 1.5% shy of expectations, assuming an equal probability for each result. Now, I would like to take a minute to point out that of those 61 legendary tools, 23 of them were mining pickaxes, while only 11 were logging axes and 12 were skinning knives. Some players will take this as proof that the odds of crafting legendary pickaxes is greater than that of other tools, which I would like to caution against. While I've crafted a total of 400 tools, I've only crafted 100 of each tool type, which remains a rather small sample size on a per tool basis. As such, we should expect to see some variance across individual tools. In fact, there are a number of these outliers across all gear scores when looking at individual tool types, as shown in red. In addition to these, we have quite a few outliers that deviate to the underside, that is to say, significantly less were made than the expected value. When looking at the combined data for all 400 tools, it seems pretty clear to me that the rate for each gear score result is trending towards the expected result of 1 in 6, or 16.67%. Now that we've gone over the gear score results, let's take a closer look at the perk distribution results. So, of the 400 tools crafted while forcing the luck perk, I've managed to craft a total of 283 tools with the yield perk, which turns out to be roughly 71%. Of those 283 tools crafted that rolled both luck and yield, 91 of them, or 23%, also rolled the efficiency perk. In addition, 86 or 22% of the luck yield tools also rolled the discipline perk. As a reminder, the efficiency and discipline perks share the same perk label, so they cannot both be present on the same tool. They also have the same chance of rolling on a tool, so we should expect to craft an equal amount of tools with either of these perks. For this reason, what I like to do is combine the results of both efficiency and discipline into a single row, which is what I've done with this next chart. As you can see, I've made a total of 400 tools with luck, of which 70.75% rolled the yield perk, and of those tools that rolled both luck and yield, a total of 177, or 44.25% of them rolled either the efficiency or discipline perks. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, of the 177 tools that rolled luck, yield, and efficiency or discipline, 35 of them rolled the alacrity perk, which brings us down to an 8.75% chance to craft one of these perfect 4 perk tools. As I've mentioned before, if you are thinking of crafting legendary tools for profit, you need to understand the market demand and the odds of crafting specific perk combinations so that you can price the epic tools appropriately in order to maximize profits. A lot of the profit, in fact, comes from selling the epic tools that are a byproduct of crafting legendary tools, and some can sell for a very good price. The reason I bring this up is that I very often see players dumping their purple tools on the market for a cheap price without giving any thought to the perks on each tool. While I understand some players just can't be bothered to search for each perk combination to price each tool accordingly, players such as myself will buy their good tools and relist them accordingly. Generally speaking, any tool with luck and yield will sell for a decent price depending on your server, although I should mention that as of recently, the prices of these tools on my legacy server have begun to drop significantly. Most tools with luck, yield, and efficiency or discipline will sell for close to the material cost, and in some cases may even sell for a healthy profit. At least they do on the 2 servers I play on. Finally, if you roll a perfect 4 perk epic tool, that is to say, luck, yield, efficiency or discipline, and alacrity, just be mindful that many gatherers will buy this tool for a premium. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if many gatherers would rather have an epic version of one of these tools over a legendary tool with just luck and yield. While this will depend in part on the tool type and market competition, I have sold epic versions of these 4 perk tools for upwards to 15,000 gold. And if I ever see these being sold at a low price, I will immediately buy it and relist it higher. You should also keep in mind that the odds displayed in this chart are for rolling any tool in the 595 to 600 gear score range with these specific perk combinations. If you are trying to craft a legendary 600 gear score tool with these perk combinations, then the odds are displayed in the column labeled 600 GS, alongside the theoretical number of attempts required in the attempts column. You can use the number of attempts and multiply that by your server's cost per craft to find out the average cost to craft one of these specific legendary tools, which is what I've done with the columns on the far right. Large being pickaxes and logging axes, and small being skinning knives and harvesting sickles. Just be mindful this doesn't take into account the gold you get back from selling the non-legendary tools made in the process. Personally, I find this information helpful with respect to appropriately pricing legendary tools on the market. And that just about covers it for this video. If you found this video helpful, then give it a like, and if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. If you have any questions about crafting or suggestions for future videos, I would encourage you to post them in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting.